Did scientists really create a room temperature superconductor? Not so fast, experts say. The research, which has not been peer reviewed, has sparked viral attempts at imitation around the world. Scientists in South Korea have claimed to have made one of the holy grails of physics, a superconductor at room temperatures and pressures. And now researchers around the world are racing to replicate the results. The material, called LK-99, has been presented by its creators as one that can carry electricity in everyday temperatures with absolutely no electrical resistance, sparking a frenzy of exciting speculation on social media. Quixotic attempts to levitate home-cooked mixtures of bread, lead, and raced by scientists to recreate the material that replicates the original findings. If scientists confirm LK-99 is a room temperature superconductor, it would open technological windows to formerly pie-in-the-sky concepts such as near lossless transmission of electricity and cold nuclear fusion. Yet experts are urging caution. The results were described in 2 papers hastily published in the preprint database ARXIV. They have not yet been peer-reviewed, and so far no one has been able to replicate the results. And if you read the papers, even if you don't see the science, you can see that those papers were not well polished. This is what Michael Norman, condensed matter theorist at Argonne National Laboratory, which is one of the laboratories working to replicate the findings, said. He said there's a lot of pressure on people to put stuff out there. Making a superconductor? To make the new material, the South Korean researchers, the majority working for a startup company called the Quantum Energy Research Center in Seoul, South Korea, mixed powders containing lead, oxygen, sulfur, and phosphorus, being added small amounts of copper. After several hours of superheating, the mixture transformed into a gray solid whose electric resistivity, the researchers claim, dropped to near zero at 30 degrees Celsius, that's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Resistivity is the measure of how much electrons flowing through the material will be impeded by internal friction. The fundamental physics behind low-temperature superconductors has been understood for decades, but scientists have struggled to create the materials at higher temperatures. Superconductors have one telltale property: levitation. Isn't that beautiful? Because a flowing current generates a magnetic field. As materials transition to superconductive states, the electrons inside flow without friction, generating a magnetic field that can repel an external magnet with an equal and opposite force. Place a superconductor above a magnet and it will be perfectly suspended in the air, a phenomenon called the Meissner effect. And in videos posted online, tiny flakes of LK-99 floating in midair, at least partially. In the original researcher's video, a coin-like sample of the material can be seen wobbling with one of its sides levitating and the other in contact with the magnet beneath it. The race to replicate this. So far, scientific institutions have made 11 attempts to replicate the findings, and 7 have declared results. One of these 7, 3 have found properties similar but not identical to those claimed for LK-99. Results from Huzhong University of Science in China and the University of Southern California describe levitation, and researchers from China's Southeast University spotted a drop in resistance to noise levels at minus 261 Fahrenheit or minus 163 degrees Celsius. The remaining 4 observed neither magnetism nor superconductivity. There is a possibility these mixed results could be drawn to impurities introduced into the manufacturing samples, which were cranked out quickly by labs hurrying to replicate the findings. My group could not reproduce the superconductivity of LK-99 yet, although more trials are yet underway. This is what VPS Awana, leader of a team at the National Physical Laboratory of India, said, whose team could not replicate the results due to what they believe were impurities in their sample. The partial replacement of lead by copper in a one-dimensional chain of lead apatite is the key. This is not an easy task, he said. On the other hand, the preliminary results could point to deeper problems in the original research. Prior to its final formation, LK-99 passes through two precursor phases, or atomic arrangements, a diamagnetic insulator, which repels magnetic field with its own and does not conduct electricity, and a paramagnetic metal, which is weakly attracted to magnetic fields and conducts electricity. Scientists have speculated that if these two phases did not cohere clearly to a new phase, they may have created a lot of confusion. Norman said you can get easily fooled under the circumstances because you're mixing a metal with a diamagnetic insulator, and neither on their own have anything to do with superconductivity, but each might have some behavior similar to it, Norman said. In other words, each of these phases might demonstrate some behavior that could be mistaken for superconductivity, and even if there is a phase that is superconducting, scientists may not be able to separate it from the rest of the sample and have it still work. What you really want to do is demonstrate zero resistance and Meissner effect, and preferably in a single phase, Norman said. There could be some minor phase in there that's doing something interesting, but the question is, what is that minor phase, and can it be isolated from the others? Despite their skepticism, scientists are still interested in the new material. If it levitates at room temperature, it is rare, and some of the experimental results and preliminary theoretical contributions suggesting LK-99 may have intriguing properties. As some parts of the underlying theory of superconductors still remain uncertain, studying the material could reveal important insights into how weird material phases work at higher temperatures. But whether or not a revolutionary application for room temperature superconductivity or any new physics at all hides beneath LK-99's dull gray exterior will probably take experimentalists months to know for sure. It was clearly rushed out because they thought a Nobel Prize was at stake. To me, that is normal scientific behavior, Nadia Masson, a condensed matter physicist at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, said. This is fast science. I'm thrilled with the fact that if it's out there, people are trying to duplicate it, because if people did not think it was promising, they would not be trying to reproduce it. And this is by Ben Turner on Life Science. You know, if this works, we could get to the moon and Mars in hours. You can imagine, almost free energy here. This is by Ben Turner on Life Science. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.